Just wanted to create a little video here to walk you through reprogramming the Trimark keypad on your Newmar. The instructions that are included are just generic Trimark instructions and have you go through a process of shorting out a wire in order to create a new authority code. The authority code is then used to create access codes. And because the process, as documented by Trimark, is relatively difficult to go through, especially if you're not comfortable pulling things apart and shorting wires together and that sort of thing, that's probably leaving you in a situation where you're leaving the authority code at its default, and that is an insecure situation. Do not do that. Change your authority code. Here's how. Okay. So this is the system we'll be programming. This is the manual that you get with the coach, assuming that they're using the same part number. And I'm guessing that this is also on Noogle, so should all be the same stuff. In my version of this manual, on page 11, we've got a section that starts with teaching keypad authority and access codes. So yeah, it is a good idea, per the instructions, to go through and read the instructions at least once so that you're familiar with it, so when it comes time to enter the codes and do things, you're not fumbling around and then you hit a timeout and you have to start over. So it's just good to be familiar with it. So this talks about programming here. You can see the programming section starting with number 2, and it talks about shorting the yellow wire. And if you do want to take things apart, you can certainly take the yellow wire and short it to ground and all that fun stuff. But instead of doing that, what you're going to do is, go over to your steering wheel. You're going to come over to the left-hand side of your steering wheel, and you're going to notice there's a button right here. So if you press and hold that button for a few seconds and let it go, you can hear the keypad beeping at me. Just like the manual says, it will beep for 3 seconds, and now it's in authority programming mode. So you'll enter a new authority code and enter it again. And it beeps 5 times. It lets me know that this is now successfully programmed. I can now use this authority code to program an access code. So you'll, on versions that have a doorbell, there's no 5. You'll press and hold the 3 on this version. It beeps at you, and now you have to enter the authority code. And now it goes into this permanently long beeping. It probably is a timeout for this, but the fact that it's doing this is prompting you to select which one of these slots do you want to program a code for. So I'm going to press slot 2. I'm going to enter a new code. Do it again. And now that code is programmed in, and I can use that code as an access code. So if somebody knew that authority code, they just come over here, press and hold the 3, enter the default authority code, program themselves an access code, then they can use the access code to get in. So please make sure you're doing that.